And then to the last choreography and performance of the night in your arms or dance day brass. The choreography is by Luanda Mori. Luanda Mori, I think I've met Luanda Mori once because they really do a lot of classes. They have a lot of dance theater. Again, with me, I learned dance theater way after I left school. I didn't learn dance theater in school. I learned dance theater out and a way of like performing in a way that people understand what you're doing. It's not a recital, it's a performance. Or as Adam says, Babo, chana na mkono za ballet. So, yeah, Adam and he's being against ballet and contemporary faces. Adam says there's a way what Wakonte look at him like, let me remove my spectacles and the hope. I get there's a way he says contemporary guys, we have a face like, look at me mtu wa container tembea. And then we smell the air. Like all our noses that the rocks smell. They always is it called smoldering? What do they call it? That the rocks smell of. Look at us, look at us. We are contemporary dancers and we're more important than every dancer in the industry. So I really they really had to teach me out of dancing technique. I really thought to be a good dancer is to dance technique. Now I know to be a good dancer is to be understood, for people to know what you're talking about. To be an artist actually is for people to know what you're talking about. I don't enjoy being an enigma, and that's all puns intended because in Memoana, I don't intend to be an enigma or people to think, oh, there is this deepness and create that deepness by making myself not understood. Like telling people like, oh, if you're in the spirit, you will know. No, I'm going to tell you what the secret is. I'm going to tell you. You don't even need to ask me. I'm going to tell you. I have a big mouth. I'm going to say it. So I really have enjoyed attending. And that's why I think they had those things that we do before dance performances where we like people attend all these master classes, workshops. It's literally about teaching us performance because you know technique, right? You know your technique, you are good. The thing is now when it comes to performance, you don't know how to translate this to a place where you could say what you intend to say. And that's what you're being taught, to say what you intend to say. And I really, Ida was also here. Ida was also that, like, when Ida choreographed me, there was a time Ida was like, no, I don't want you to use your hands. What is dance without hands? Like, what do you mean? I want to fight you. These hands, you're going to catch them. Before I decide that they're not there, you're going to catch them. Like, and most of the time you'd be pissed off. I remember there was a time I was so pissed off at her. What do you mean dance without my hands? And that was the goofiness that Nema and Adam would do. Like, then don't kick in the air. And if you see their choreographies, rarely do they ever let you kick. They don't. They'll ask you, explain to me why you're kicking in this moment. I'm kicking because dance, I need to kick. Like, I need to kick and pretend I'm hugging someone. Like, what's wrong with you guys? That's the sweetness. And like, do you just want to showcase that you know it? Or do you actually want to communicate something? And so dance in terms of communicating something, I learned out of school. When now I couldn't do recitals, I had to do performances and people had to understand me. And so, yeah, I really loved watching Luanda Mori's choreography as presented by Shelly, Nyako. And what made me so happy about that choreography was the fact that Shelly took their time. Where I was amazed, mind blown, because that's the confidence that as artists we are yet to get to. Like, we are always in a hurry to leave the stage. When someone is getting to watch us perform as artists, we are always in a hurry to leave the stage. I want to leave. And so our choreographies and everything that we do, it's always in a hurry. And the way Shelly took their time in moving, even it took them 10 minutes to get over that, for us to even see their face, for us to see like the big reveal, who this is the person who's behind this big percussion, right? And I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed Shelly's performance because of how much they take their time to perform, to show you that it's like, with me, there is a way. Also, Adam, still making fun of contemporary dancers. And he's a contemporary dancer, please. Still making fun of contemporary dancers and being like, everything is now in slow motion. And I love the way Shelly's slow motion is not where, like, there is these, what word did that person use to describe Nyashinsky's performance? Conceited. Yes, there is a way we have that in dance where, and that's where dance and poetry meet. Maybe that's why I went for both. They want to look deep. They want to look like you can see me, but you can't. Like, I could give you front row seats to who I am, but you still leave and you can't answer a question even about my name, you know? And it's what Adam really hated about the way we choreograph and the way we dance. Why are you moving like that? Do you want to invite people to your performance? And I really felt Shelly really captured us with that. Of there was openness to see what this is, see what I'm creating. It felt like we were watching Shelly create. It wasn't a performance. It was, I'm in the process of creating something, and I invite you to take front seats in knowing me and what I'm creating and what I'm about. It was amazing. It was beautiful. And the consistency of it, of going and coming back, and every time, even when it felt like she left us, there was always that, come back with me. Let's do this and do that and do that, and we move. And what is interesting is Shelly also had that move that I was telling you, the running move of the entire festival. So I would want to know, like, did people agree that at one point everyone has to incorporate the move? Was that the theme move? Because kila mtu had it. It was the running move. But I really loved the way Shelly never tired from constantly inviting us. That even when you'd feel, oh my God, we've watched this, like this has been happening for a while, they never tired of inviting us and bringing us back and bringing us back. I love the way their moves were not, they were not doing a technical dance, they were doing interpretation dance. I really loved that. It's been a while since I watched an interpretation dance, been quite a while. People don't do that much because there is the glamour of being seen as this technique person and you're able to pull all these moves. But those are for competitions. When you have a competition that you want to have something over. But when you call people to come and share in your story and your grief and your struggles, there is this, just the standard part of it that you will have to let them in. You will have to make people feel that if I was given a chance, I would love to dance with you. Like, oh my God, I relate to what you're trying to say. People don't relate to jeté or pirouette or releve. No one relates to that. People relate to, in that moment, you were crawling on the floor, fighting a percussion. Who does that? You were here fighting a djembe that you've added feet to. That's something that I also found so interesting. Like that djembe was taller than it's necessary, and that's the whole point of it. Like you're fighting djembe that you added feet to. Of course, it's your fault that that djembe is your size. It's your fault. And I really loved what Shelly did with this. Then it comes to the visuals that was done by Sophie Meillour, and and I there is a way I always love visuals and the stories behind them, right? Um, like those visuals, the way they fill in the screen and disappear, and when they show up and when they disappear, was really, really intentional, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that it wasn't just to occupy the wall, and the time when they were ready to showcase them, they just opened that curtain and they were there, like they started showcasing them. So that was really, really amazing. And drums by Luanda Mori. And that's what I was telling you about people and their props. Like Donia came and played that percussion. This percussion that Shelly has fought the entire time. Donia gets there and just sits on it and like, now let's go. And yeah, why wouldn't we want that? Like that coming back and coming back. Like we're reminded this is the same percussion that Shelly has fought, and Dorian is just like, I'm out. Like with this thing, with me, I can beat this percussion to no one's business. And the way it felt like it was a breather and all that. And about staying in moments, you noticed that with Shelly. Shelly really stayed in their moments, like moments that needed to be stayed through. There was breathing, and that's why I feel they were able to collect us and go with us. Even the times when they lost us, they were able to come back. That's the thing that I fear with choreography. Choreography don't have allowances of bringing people with you and moving with people. The most advantage Shelly's performance could have had is when you are working as a solo artist on stage, there is the openness of doing as you please. That even if it was a choreography, and in that moment of dancing, I felt good, I could go back and do that and repeat it, right? But it's not there when you're working with someone else. Obviously, I'll confuse you if I go back on a choreography that we're not going back on, which meaning that we should have more openness in the way we create, more openness in the way that we move with each other and understand each other's spaces on the stage. Yeah, so this also like really came close to being, I think it was number 3 now of my performances on that stage. Table of Silence being number 1, and Ndiki Ndiki, then Dote Brass. Yeah, so I loved it. I really, really, really loved it.